Okay, Mr. Steve, so what we want to do here is on the third post, my third post of this website, to embed this YouTube section and to link to the Garfield registration enrollment website, and then to link to your website. So,
So let's take the next two first.
okay,
So let's talk to that. So what you're going to do here is you're using, when you're in this post, you're using this toolbar, okay? And each one of these, it has a purpose. So if you're inserting a picture, then you're going to use this media button, okay? But here, you're talking about inserting a link. So usually in most programs, a chain is what signifies a link, inserting a link. So you'll see that same symbol in all the Microsoft Office programs,
okay,
as well as here. So they try to stick with the same symbol so it's obvious to you when you're looking at this. So you're going to put your cursor wherever, the insertion point, wherever you're going to want to put
Okay.
this, okay? So once you're there, then you go ahead and click on this, okay? And it just asks you basically three things. First of all, what's the URL that you want to get linked to? What text do you want to display in your post? Okay. And then when they click on it, do you want it to update this tab that you're in? Or do you want it to open a new tab and go to that site? And typically, you want to keep your website up because you want them to stay on it. So typically you will click this and choose this so that it will automatically open that site in a new tab. So then they just click on that tab, they can see it, but your site is still up on a tab. So then they can go ahead and keep that up, or they can close that out, and it's easy to get back to your particular site. So it's a nice, clean way to do this. So in this case, you wanted to link to Glendale site. So what I can do is just go to the Glendale site up here. Okay. And once I'm at the site, then here's the URL. So now all I do is just click on the URL to highlight it, and then I right click on that and choose copy. Okay. So now I've got on my clipboard that URL. So now I just have to go back to the tab on my site, and I right click here and paste right into the URL.
oh,
So now I pasted that URL. So you could be on any site and copy the URL, come right back to your site, paste it in, and you're set to go there. So now go to the second item. What's the text you want to display here? Now, if you don't put anything in here, it's going to display the URL. Okay, and this is typically not what you want to do. Okay, but earlier I talked to you about advertising where it's going and what it's doing. Okay, so sometimes on my site, I will not put text here on purpose. I want people to see where they're headed as a way to advertise that person's site before they go there, okay? So it's obvious, hey, this link is going to Glendale or it's going to CNET, because I told you that web browsers always down here in the lower left show you where you're going before you go there as a security measure, okay? But unfortunately, a lot of people don't know that. They don't get that. So by not putting anything here, you're basically showing them exactly where they're going to go before they click on it. So you have to kind of look at your link and decide, do you want to make this more of a design feature by putting text? Or is it important to you somehow to make sure they understand where they're headed before they go there?
because I'm assuming that it's a very new person to all this, I'm kind of leaning towards writing something very simple, such as register/enroll in a computer class or in a class.
Right. And some people here for this text will say, click here to go to Glendale Community College. So that's their text that they'll put in there. And that's the link to go to Glendale Community College.
Better than click here to enroll.
That could be another possibility.
Why don't I
Click
do
here
that?
to enroll. So we'll go ahead and type in here. click here to enroll. Okay?
Perfect.
And then we want this to open up in a new window. So we're gonna go ahead and check that box. And that's it. So now we can go ahead and click add link. Okay? And so right here is our link. Now typically you're not gonna, unless you put some really descriptive language in here, you're gonna have something before this that says, you know, what's happening. So like on my website, it'll say something, and then I'll have below is the link, and then down here I'll have the link. So what you may want to do is put a little picture here of Glendale and a little information about Glendale, and then what you're going to have it do, and then put your click to enroll after that. Okay. Some people will put the click to, if they have a lot of text, they'll put it at the top and at the bottom. And the reason they do that is for people are very impatient nowadays. Some people won't read all of this if you have a bunch of text in there. So they put it before and after. So if somebody doesn't want to read it all, they just want to click, they can do that without even going through it. Okay. So it's just another decision that you have to make, and you have to think about your audience and what works for them. So if I wanted to put something before that, then just click before that, okay? Now, once you put it in there, if you click anywhere on this, this little box will pop up. It shows you where you're going, and it gives you an edit button. So if you click here, that'll reopen that box so that you can edit it if you want to.
Later on.
Or if you decide, you know, I don't want that there anymore, then you just click the X and it deletes
I
that
like that. I like it.
hyperlink. So it's a nice little extra feature they just put in. Okay. So now if I wanted to put a picture in here.
And I
for
do
some
have
reason,
one already.
that's up there.
Yeah.
So here I can click add media. And these are pictures you've already uploaded. Okay. So had you not, you would have put add new, but you've already uploaded this one.
Oh, yeah.
So we can click this one and click insert. Okay. And there it is. Now
Wow,
you have the
got
choice
everything.
of how to do this picture. So it could be left aligned, center aligned, right aligned, okay? And then you can shrink it, you can put comments on it, or if you decide, I don't like that, just delete it. But you'll notice that when it's selected, you've got the handles on the picture. So if you
Shall we
think,
make
you
it a
know,
little
I don't want it quite this big, then I can go ahead and shrink it up a little bit.
You know
Make
what?
it a little
Perfect.
smaller.
That's perfect.
Okay. So there's kind of like a basic set to insert a hyperlink to a particular thing. Now, some people will actually link the picture, so you can do that as well. Instead of inserting text, you just click on the picture and then go ahead and click on link, and then that will create a link to this.
You know what?
on this
It's
picture.
simpler just the way it was, but the first version, I think,
Yeah.
and it's pretty clear to that this is the school, this is where it's at, it says exactly what it is, continuing education, and then the link is right, click here to enroll.
Yeah, I think this is the better way to do it.
Perfect.
The picture adds the visual interest. Doesn't really do anything other than just add visual interest to it. But the pictures are always good because it draws your eye. So if you've got multiple posts on the page, people are naturally inclined to look at pictures. So that'll draw their eye. So you use that strategically to try to get them to look at what you're talking about.
So at the Adult Education Computer Science program, this is how we link on a website or a blog page.
Right.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Okay.